Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is doing good. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, smash the like, hit the bell. It's all free of charge. So, how is everyone? Everyone's doing all right and got over the weekend. Weren't the not the greatest result for Liverpool Football Club this weekend, but I've had time to reflect on it, and I'm not so unhappy now. After the game, I did my reaction a couple of hours later, and yeah, it was. I was a bit down, to be honest, a bit down. But now looking back, looking the last few days, I don't actually feel too down about it. Like, everyone loses football matches. Yeah, we've been on a fantastic run. That run's been excellent since last season into this season. And, we came across a very, very good West Ham team. And they're a good football team at the moment. Them and Chelsea and Arsenal, probably the two most informed teams in the country. And going away to West Ham, difficult place to go. And, I thought we did well for some parts of the game, but there's some things we need to talk about. It's not all negative. I don't want to be too negative. There's no point being too negative on us. As I say, West Ham are a phenomenal football team at this moment in time. Very well balanced team from back to front. Good goalkeeper, good players in defence, midfield, and attack. They're a solid team, and we shouldn't be too down about it. As I say, everyone loses a game here and there, and we lost. Yeah, but we move on to the next game, heads up high and carry on. So let's talk about parts of the game that I think does need talking about, and that's the defensive issues. And we give up far too many chances to every single team we play at this moment in time, and that does have to change, because the teams we're playing, we should have beaten Brentford. We should have beaten Man City. I know it's Man City, but being 2-1 up with not long left to go, being at home, we should have held on and won that game. We should have beaten Brighton at home. And obviously the West Ham game is a hard one, because the form West Ham are in, you're going away from home. It's a difficult game against them. But you'd still fancy us to just scrape the win, get out there with 3 points. But we give up a lot of chances. And I've looked back on quite a few of the games we've played where we've been giving up these chances, and it's the system we're playing at the moment. So there's been a lot of talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold playing in midfield, I say. A lot of people over the summer, when the Euros were going on, and because Trent didn't go, and before that, when the squads were announced, and before Trent's injury, they were talking about, if Walker is going to play right back, could Trent play midfield? And then Southgate played Trent in midfield in one of the friendlies. And obviously Klopp said that Trent's not a midfielder, he's a right back. And why would you have one of the world's best right backs playing in midfield? It made no sense. But then starting this season, Trent's playing almost in midfield a lot of the time. You know, especially when he hasn't got the ball. His positioning when he hasn't got the ball is inside. It's like an inside right position. So he's playing very high up, and he's almost joining that midfield three to make a midfield four. And he plays on the right hand side of it. And he's getting in very attacking like positions in the midfield. And apparently Klopp said this is a thing they've been practicing on recently, and beginning of the season they've been looking at it, trying to tweak Trent's position a little bit, see if they can get him more active going forward. But I don't personally get it, because you know Trent, you know, we all love Trent. We all know Trent's positives and negatives. You know, his positive is his attacking ability and his passing with the ball, his ability to, you know, use that football is second to none. And, you know, we know his negatives are the defensive position, and, you know, it's not like he's terrible. You know, he gets by. But where we're playing him at the moment, in that more midfield position, is a bit different. I mean, I watched the West Ham game back last night, and Trent's position for a lot of the goals were really high up in a midfield-like position, and that is obviously orders from Klopp for him to do that, to play that way. Because no, if Klopp didn't want him to play that way, it'd make him more defensive. And it's a strange one, the position he's picking up, and it don't make a lot of sense to me at this moment in time, because it leaves us really exposed. And where people are trying to expose us at the moment, when they do counter attack, is in between Trent and our right centre back, whoever the right centre back is at the time. Everyone sort of ignores the left hand side of the pitch, like Robbo and Van Dijk's position on the pitch, or Tsimikas and Van Dijk, they're playing. They leave that position alone. They more look at the right hand side, because Trent is so far forward. He's almost a midfielder these days, you know, and it leaves whoever's playing right centre back really, really exposed. And then you've got no midfield cover, because the midfield cover is thinking that's Trent's position, that Trent's not covering it. It's a strange. I personally don't understand it. I know some, you know, it's not like we're tucking in our fullbacks to make it really narrow and let teams go around wide around us, but we stay compact in the middle so no one can play through us. We're not playing like that, because whoever's left back, Robbo, Tsimikas, stays wide. Now they're not tucking in. It's only Trent tucking in on the right hand side. So it's a bit of a. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, and it's obviously Klopp wants this to happen, or it wouldn't happen. You know, Klopp would have pulled it up by now. So it's obviously something they're looking at and working towards. But if you go to do that, I don't think you can be. Our defence can't be as high as it is at the moment. We're playing this really high line still. And what I've been reading about it, I've done my research on it. Apparently, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders come up with this idea to play a far higher back line, because we've got the pace at the back. And since VAR got introduced into the Premier League, they're trying to catch teams offside quicker, but they're higher up the pitch, so they're catching them in high positions up the pitch as offside. But what happens is then teams are getting knowing we play a high line now. So what they're doing, they're just leaving forwards up the pitch. So they're leaving their main forwards up the pitch, like West Ham. They just left Antonio up the pitch. They didn't ask him to come back and defend. They just left him up on the halfway line, knowing that Van Dijk and Matip, or whoever's centre half, will be pushing high up the pitch, getting very close to the halfway line. And the problem is, when you're trying to play that way, you're going to leave yourself exposed because two things are going to happen. If the ball goes over the top and you leave and you keep playing that high line and you don't run back, you don't drop back and start running backwards, it don't matter who your centre half is, the forward is going to get away. And we saw that with in the West Ham game. I think was it 4-0 his second goal? Yeah, 4-0 his second goal. You know, Van Dijk and Matip are really high up. Trent is, I think, alongside Bowen, but Trent's really tucked in, and Robbo is really far left, you know, almost out of shot. And because Matip and Virgil don't run backwards, they keep that high line. They try and keep that high line and win the ball from that position. But the problem is, if you don't win the ball, what happens is, like 4-0, he's able to get through, and that's a big problem at the moment. We have Klopp needs to get into his team how he really wants to play that position, because if we're going to play like that now, for me, I don't think you can play Matip with Van Dijk, because I've noticed the last couple of games that when Matip's played, you can get in behind Matip, and Matip ain't got the legs to get back if we're playing that high line. Personally, I think this is why they bought Konate. This is why they looked at Konate overall of a lot of defenders around Europe, because Konate is quick. He's extremely quick. He's the quickest centre half we have at the club. He's quicker than Virgil. I think he's quicker than Gomez. He's an extremely fast player, and I think that's why Klopp and the scouting team and all the analytics and the scouts, they looked at Konate for playing this high line. But obviously Klopp don't want to throw Konate in there, you know, and just go, right, right, we're playing this high line, you play along Virgil, this is how we're going to play. You know, you've got to use your pace. And it's not working with Matip for me. So I think you do have to play Konate. Even Steve, how are you, mate? Looking forward to Friday. I've been studying up my quiz questions. But yeah, it's Matip. People are getting in behind Matip at the moment, playing this high line, and Trent's new position where he's tucking in more and more of a midfielder is just leaving us exposed. And I'd like to see Virgil and Konate in that position going forward. Look, I love Matip, don't get me wrong. I think he's a quality centre back. But as I say, if you're going to continue playing this really high line that we're playing, I mean, against West Ham with the pace of Antonio up front, you know, and the quality players he has behind him in Bowen and 4-0, you know, we're playing this high line on the halfway line almost, like their second goal comes from. It's suicidal. It is suicidal. Hi, John, how are you, mate? Yeah, I'm all right, fella. I'm good. John Conway, hi, Jamie. Do you think Liverpool can still win the league? Look, we're only 4 points behind. Anything can happen. It's not the end of the world, this loss. It's going to be difficult because Chelsea and Man City squads are superior to ours, as you know, 25 players they can pick from. But there's just little things in our team I think we just need to, Klopp needs to sit down and just look at. We are giving too many chances away against every team we play. For me, that's a little concerning. I think even Norwich, the first game of the season, they gave them chances. There's too many. This is happening too many times, and I keep saying it. The Brentford game, you know, we should have won that game. We should have seen it out. Brighton, we should have definitely seen the Brighton game out, being 2-0 up. You know, you should be able to control them games from that position with the team that's out there. I don't always blame personnel. I dug how you fella. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. I enjoyed your show earlier. Yeah, it's so, and the Man City game where we're 2-1 up. Salah dragged us back into it, 2-1 up against Man City at home with not a lot left. I know Man City are a quality team, but the players out on that pitch for us that day should have been able to see that game out, especially at home. And it is concerning, the defensive issues at the moment. But you look at, let's look at the defenders we have available. So the normal back four Klopp would pay. Trent, Robbo, Van Dijk and Matip, say at this moment in time. That is 4 quality players across your back four. Quality players that are getting a lot of teams around Europe, especially Van Dijk and Trent, Robbo. They're getting a lot of first 11s around Europe, top teams, and they're awesome defenders. So it's not the defending that's a big issue for me. It's the players. It's not the players. It's not the personnel. It's the game plan, the tactics we're playing at the moment, and we're just personally, I feel if we played 5 yards deeper. So if the back four were 5 yards deeper, the midfield just dropped out and 3 to 5 yards, and then the forward 3 just dropped a couple of yards further back, and you squeezed in a little bit, made ourselves a little bit more compact. Goals like the one against 4-0 when they got his second goal against us the other day wouldn't have happened because Matip and Van Dijk would have been 5 yards further back, and they would have been able to see that where the ball was coming from quicker and could have got to the ball a lot quicker and alerted to the danger a lot quicker and have snuffed it out. But that's what we've got to look at going. That's what we've got to look at going forward. John Robson needs to be taken out for a couple of weeks, give him a rest. Yeah, I do believe so. I mean, with Robbo's just mentally exhausted. He's just completely and utterly burnt out, and we've all been there. You go to work every day, you do your job, you come home, you get up, you go back to work again. You love your job, you keep going, and eventually you get burnt out. Like, you can't put a finger on it why you're burnt out, what the real problem is, but you're burnt out. And it's a bit like Mane last season. Mane didn't know what the problem was. I think Mane paid for his own tests. He did his own physical, I believe, off his own back and paid for his own tests because he didn't know what was wrong with him. And like the test said, you're perfectly healthy, you're perfectly fit, there's nothing wrong with you. But it's mental. It's all, when you're burnt out, and there's nothing you can do because your brain won't allow you to do anything you could do before. And you just need that rest. And you look at Mane, he rested all summer. Salah rested all summer. And you look at them this season, they're totally different players. Mane is completely different to last season because he's fresh. He had a summer off. He had a good rest. He's everything settled down. He's able to be his old self again. John, he's also been playing every game for Scotland, even the best left back in one of these. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Scotland are going to play him all the time, no matter what. I think Doug could tell you that. Scotland are going to play him all the time. He's their captain. He's the best left back. Of course Scotland are going to play him every time. But it's where we as a club need to look after him and just go, look, Robbo, Civic is going to play for a couple of weeks and you go and have a little holiday. Take some time off. Unless there's an injury, we'll call you back. But go and chill. That's what I'd say. I mean, the games we've got coming back, we've got Arsenal, Porto and Southampton in our next 3 games. Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say so. Yeah, it's only Arsenal, Porto and Southampton in the next 3 games. Look, If Simicast can't play them 3 games, when's he ever going to play? You know, I know Arsenal are in good form. They're probably. I think I saw something like if the season only started 8 games ago, Arsenal were top of the league. They're in that good of form, but I don't think Arsenal are as great, you know, as their form suggests. So I can't see why you can't drop Robbo. Let Simicast play against Arsenal. The Porto game don't really matter. No, we're already through, so let Robbo rest that. Let him play against Porto. And then Southampton, you shouldn't have to need Robbo against Southampton. Let Simicast play them 3 games. If Simicast is in form and is firing still after them 3 games, then Robbo's got to fight to get back in. Only because you're the best of your position, unless you're elite, like a Messi or something like that, you know, you shouldn't just walk back in, for me. But it's a good option to have. We've got 2 excellent left backs. You know, there's not many clubs that have got 2 genuinely quality left backs, and we should use it to our advantage. There's nothing wrong with it. Sammy, I say, I'll still try and pass through, bro. All right, Sammy, you're good. Are you feeling all right now, mate? Let me know, yeah? DM me if you need any help, yeah? John, can we, club refuse to send him to Scotland for so good injury? I think he loves his country, John. He's a Scottish boy, ain't he? He loves his country. Good luck to him. You know, go and play for your country. But as a club, we can afford to arrest him. We've got 2 quality left backs. It's not like we're having to bring James Milner in as left back. You know, he's got a perfectly good replacement in Simicast. And it's nothing wrong with Robbo if he wants to have a little bit of break and then come back. I think they're doing the world of good. It's a long season. We've got a lot of football to go. We only played 11 league games. You know, we've got knockout Champions League after Christmas in the new year. You know, we've got League Cup quarter-final coming up. We've got the FA Cup 3rd round in January. Got a lot of football to go, and they're going to get a lot of game time. But I just don't want to burn Robbo out now. You know, I want Robbo towards the end of the season completely firing. I want world-class Robbo back by the end, towards the end of the season, because that's when we need him. That's when I want him. Right now, I think you can just take a couple of weeks off, have a chill, go and lay on the beach 2 weeks, you know, come back, feeling refreshed and ready to go. I think they're doing the world of good. Absolutely world of good. But coming off that chat about Robbo, just a sec. Cheers, John. John Conway, I just subbed your chat. Thank you very much, John. Hope you'll do well, mate. Thank you for that. I really, really appreciate it. I know he does, but as a club that pays his wages, could a club do that even though? I think a club can do that, but I think FIFA and UEFA can heavily fine clubs if they do it. I'm not quite sure on the rule. I think that's what I heard anyway. Sammy, you cover any of the games yet, bro? No, not yet. I'm going to get to the game soon, Sammy. I'm just talking about the Liverpool West Ham game at the moment. But thanks, John Conway, for subbing. Really appreciate that, fella. Trying to get to 100 subs here. I've only been doing this 3 months. You know, some of you might know I was rigging to Coppish Friday nights and stuff like that. And, you know, there was stuff I wanted to talk about and get off my chest. I thought, why not start a YouTube channel? And I could talk about anything I like then, and got the time to do it. And you amazing people subbing to my channel just makes me really happy, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So yeah, thank you very much. You're welcome, Shane. Thanks, John. So yeah, so Liverpool just got a Klopp in this 2-week break. Klopp's got 2 weeks to sit down with the whole team the whole coaching staff, the analytic teams, the fitness, whatever, the physio, everybody, see where we are, look back at the games and see where we can just, sort out this defensive issue we have. Because as I say, it's not players or personnel, because the players and personnel shouldn't be giving up 2-3 goal leads in matches and getting really good chances against them constantly. And I just think it's a tactic, it's a system change maybe. Something really easy. It might only take one little thing and bang, you're back to normal. Love the channel, Jamie's doing a brilliant job, mate. Keep up the amazing work. Oh, thank you, John. That is, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for my, thank you very much, John. I really appreciate that, mate. Really do. He's probably back soon. He's probably out for 6 to 7 weeks, Sammy. Gonna be a big miss. So if we can sort out this little problem we have, we'll be absolutely fine, because the players we've got going forward will do us a great job. And as I say, we're 4 points behind Chelsea. We've only played 11 games in. It's not all doom and gloom. I mean, yes, West Ham, they're flying. They're playing really well, but West Ham are playing Thursdays and Sundays, and that's going to take their toll on them eventually. Everyone who plays Europa League football, it takes their toll out on. And no matter how big the team you are. So eventually I think they'll drop down a little bit. We just got to keep going, keep going, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just a little bump in the road. But as I say, our next game is against Arsenal after the international break. I believe we're at home. Yeah, we're at home. And it'd be a tough game, because Arsenal are in amazing form. Form-wise, they're really good. Sammy, finish above City, win the league. Yeah, I think whoever finishes above City will win the league. I agree with you. I still make City favourites. I know they're not, their form's been a bit up and down, but still make them favourites. So Arsenal are in good form. You look at the form table, the top of it. They haven't lost since August, obviously, losing their first 3 games of the season. But I don't think they're in as good form as they make out to be. I watched a few of the Arsenal games, and they're not always super convincing. I think the only 2 games I think they were super convincing against was Spurs, which before Conte came in was not hard to look convincing over. And then the Leicester game, where Leicester were, I don't know what happened to them in that game, but you've got to give it to Arsenal. They looked good in that game. Apart from the 2 games, I don't think Arsenal have looked amazing. It's not like I'm worried about Arsenal. But it's going to be decent opposition. But as long as we sorted out some of the issues we have, I think we'll beat Arsenal. And the way Arsenal play might actually suit us, to be fair. They like playing out from the back. They try and push up when they can. They can leave themselves a little exposed at times. So, I think, and we got a great record against Arsenal. We always feed on Arsenal, don't we? We're like vampires in Arsenal. We always feed. And, I can't see there'll be any different for that going. John, with all the talk about Elliot, how soon do you think he could be back? I reckon he'll be back by New Year, John. I reckon after Christmas he'll be back, because the man is jumping up steps. Don't know if anyone saw the video. He's doing standing jumps on steps. That ankle's good. If you're doing standing jumps onto steps, your ankle's got to be all right. And he's jumping quite high, quite far forward on them jumps as well. And running. As soon as he gets outside, starts training outside and kicking a ball, which I think will be around Christmas time, then yeah, I'll see him back in the new year. We don't want to rush him back though. That's the thing. We don't want to rush him back because he's a young lad. He's got a massive future, but he's missed. He's really missed because that link up between Salah, Elliott, and Trent at the beginning of the season was fantastic. It was fantastic, that link up between the three of them. They played them little triangles all over the pitch together, and yeah, he's a special boy, as I'll be. I'm not carried away. Palace should be. yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Palace should have beaten Arsenal. It's only Patrick Vieira thought, oh, I'm 2-1 up against Arsenal here. They love me. What should I do? Oh, I know. Let's go super defensive and let Arsenal attack us. Yeah, that was a good idea, wasn't it? You know, if Palace just played the same way they played all match, they'd have probably won that 3 or 4-1, to be fair, because they look dangerous going forward against Arsenal. That's what I'm saying. Arsenal are not. Some of their results are a bit. I mean, Watford on the weekend 1-0. You know, it's not. They're not looking special. I'm not particularly worried about them. But Arsenal fans are the greatest fans in the world. I mean this. You listen to Arsenal fans talk up their team and their players. It's superb. You know, I just just let their players, just let them be. Like Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's a really good player. I do like the look of him, and he could be an exceptional young player going forward. But stop comparing him to this and that and calling him a Croydon Messi and all this nonsense. Just let him be. You know, it gets out of hand. We go. Hyde was listening to you, just run in to see if the cat was. Yeah, there's the cat. Yeah, the cat's here. Everyone loves the cat. He's the star. I'll tell you what, he takes my spotlight. Tell you, one day I'm just going to put the cat on the chair and I'll do voiceover, and I bet he gets all the views. I think Klopp's ready, holding him back till after Christmas, but knows he's probably ready to go. Yeah, the way the way he looks, Harvey Elliott, because it was a dislocation of the ankle, wasn't it? And you know, and then I think he had a fracture to the side of the ankle. So, but that's obviously healed up now because you don't do standing jumps if you've got any problem there. He's a young lad, so he's got to heal quickly. Yeah, I'd say New Year definitely. I mean, again, when it first happened, we all thought that was him done for the whole season. So for him be back in New Year, which is what? Where are we now? November. So say 2 months. You know, through the whole of this month, whole of December, come back into January around the FA Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him around the FA Cup third round. Around then, what, 8th of January is that? Wouldn't be surprised if he's in that FA Cup squad, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be too far away. But yeah, so Arsenal is our next game, as I said, and you know, their form, you know, on paper looks excellent, but if you actually watch them, you know, they're not blowing teams away apart from Leicester probably, and they still look vulnerable. I think we can get at them. So Chelsea, Burnley. Now this game, it was Burnley versus a better Burnley. That's how I look at it with Chelsea. Tuchel is the German Deutsch. That's as far as I'm concerned. Tuchel is the German Deutsch, and I just, you know, when this game finished 1-0, I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, because I don't know about you guys, but Chelsea fans talk a lot of shite, and like them coming up and saying, "How could you draw at home to Brighton?" and you know, and stuff like this, and then they draw to Burnley. It's like, I've been saying this for a while now. Chelsea are a good team. Let's not get this away. They are a good team, but they will stumble because they their joint top goal scorers are defenders, and that can't happen for a whole season. Your forwards are going to have to get goals, and if your forwards don't get goals, you're going to have problems. And that's what happened against Burnley. You know, they didn't take their chances, and you don't take chances. Don't matter who you play in this league, you can get found out no matter who you play, and that's what happened. Sammy, Everton versus Spurs, one of the worst games of football I've ever seen. Do you know what? I only saw the highlights. Sammy. I didn't watch the whole game because I just uh, Everton Spurs. It just didn't sound. It was 0-0, weren't it? And nothing happened. And no, I'm glad I missed that one. John, we'll go probably just sat and watch your cat all day. Should have its own YouTube channel, yeah. Probably should. Just put the cat on. Bit of music behind it. A bit of ASMR or something like that. Sammy, I've got a touch agenda too, but you're harsh, bro. What, the German Deutsch? Oh man, don't get me wrong. I think he's a good manager, Tuchel, and I think he's a very good coach, and he's obviously a very good tactician because he's got a lot of players in that Chelsea team playing really well, and you know, he can bring players in that other Chelsea managers haven't been playing or have been at the wayside, like bloody what's his name? Barkley. You know, comes back in. I think he was on loan last season. He comes back in, looks half decent, and there's no real difference. So he had that young defender come into the back three, and they keep clean sheets. Now he's obviously a very good tactician, so I'm not going to take that away from him. He's a good coach, obviously. You don't get where he has in life not being a good at his job, but I just find Chelsea completely boring. And you know, there's parking the bus and sitting back, and you can do it at the right times and things like. But Chelsea, like they go 1-0 up against, you know, Burnley, and you know they try and defend it out. It's Burnley, you know, you're at home. Yeah, they do. They miss something. So Sammy says here, Chelsea missed small game of Lukaku. Small game Lukaku is missed. The old flat track bully was £100 million pudding, as I call him. He's there's when Chelsea bought Lukaku, Man United fans tried to tell Chelsea the player's not changed. Yes, he was good in Italy, but Italy's a slower tempo than it is in England, and it suited his style of football, the way he wants to play much better because he can bully and hurry, and he can look quick in Italy. Where personally, I think he looks quite slow and cumbersome and sloppy sometimes in England, and his first touch is still a pass, and that's a problem for him. I don't give a shit. He's a Chelsea player, but I don't like when Chelsea fans say tactical Tommy. Tactical Tommy. Oh, right, yeah. John, Chelsea will fall apart. I think they will. I know John's gone out there. He said they won't finish top four. I know, and I think he put that bet on. And that's yeah. I might not go that far with you, John fella, but I don't think Chelsea will win the league. I've seen enough of them now. They're a good team. They won't concede a lot of goals this season. But I know this might sound silly because they have scored a lot of goals, but most of that was in one game against Norwich. So their goal tally looks better than what it actually is because 7 of them came in one game. But they're not massive goal scorers. And as I say, when your attackers aren't scoring goals, you're eventually going to get caught out. And they almost did against Burnley because if Jay Rodriguez took his chance at the end of that game, Burnley would have won that 2-1, and yeah. But obviously, as we know, being Liverpool fans, when we saw our rivals drop points, I think we automatically knew straight away we were dropping points as well. When I saw Chelsea had dropped points, Man City had beaten Man United, which I'll get to in a minute. Man City have beaten Man United, Chelsea have dropped points, and I'm thinking, oh, I just know whether. Even my wife said to me, Lauren, my wife said to me, Liverpool can drop points against West Ham. It's sort of just, you just know, don't you? You just know. This is Lucas Live. How are you, fella? I'm good. Hope you're well. Sammy, Chelsea more suited to Champions League. Do you know what? The way they play, the way they are tactically as a football team, knockout football is probably suited to them. Yeah, I agree. That's why they've probably won the Champions League. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the Champions League in a bit, actually. So I find that quite interesting. So let's get to the Manchester derby. So as we know, Man United are shit, and they got Gollum in charge as their manager. He's lost the ring now, so he's Smeagol again, and he's just useless, ain't he? It's just funny. I mean, Man United fans laughing at us when we had Roy Hodgson, and this is worse. It's far worse. John, league was finished. Our league was finished today. I lose my bet, but just in order to piss me off. Yeah, I get you, mate. I get you. Ollie's a Liverpool fan. He's trolling them there, man. Well, saying that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a Liverpool fan when he was a kid, as all Norwegians are. You go around Scandinavia, they're all bloody Liverpool fans. And Ollie's been pictured wearing a Liverpool kit when he was doing football as a kid. So yeah, he is a Liverpool fan. But no, Man United, they're in a. You lie. No, it's true. It's true, Sammy. There's a picture on. I don't know if you can find it on. It was going on Twitter ages ago. You probably find it on the internet somewhere. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's doing his team football as a kid, and he's got a full Liverpool kit on. And he was a Liverpool fan when he was a kid. All Norwegians are. Norway's a massive area for Liverpool. Always has been. That's why in the 90s, we got a lot of Norwegian players and Danish players. We brought a lot of Norwegian and Danish players into Liverpool because of the support out there. Ollie doing what he always wanted. United shite. Yeah. Okay, I'll Google it. So go for it, Sammy. Go for it. See if you can find it. If you can't find it, I'll try and find it for you. Yeah, this is true. City didn't even make the sub. Pep was like, no, this is piss easy. But I think the stat that I laugh at the most in that Manchester United game is Man United had more shots on target on their own goal than they did on City's goal. That's just the greatest stat ever. They are diabolical. And now the problem Man United have got, Conte has gone to Tottenham. Who out there is going to manage Man United? Who out there is going to manage me? John. Who out there is going to manage Man United at the end of who's out there? Who would want to go right now? To be honest, who would want to go right now? I know people say it's Man United, anyone would want to go there. Look at the players they got. Right, let's look at the players they got. They got Ronaldo and what's the other guy up front? Uruguayan. It's gone out my head. Someone tell me in the chat. They got them two up front, and their combined age is like 127 or something ridiculous like that. They're not there for the long term. They'll probably be gone at the end of this season. Then you've got to replace two attackers, and so they've got to replace that. You've got Sancho there at the moment, who's not playing, not even playing. He looks like David Sanchez, not David Sancho, not Jadon Sancho. You know, he's not playing. Now I hear in training, apparently saw this thing on Twitter that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to make Sancho a wing back because he wants to play this new 3-5-2 formation. He hasn't got a clue. He hasn't got a Scooby. You want to make him a wing back? Oh dear, Sancho's like, why did I leave Dortmund? Why? Oh, John, stop making me laugh. Stop making me laugh, Jamie. Wife's getting pissed off. I was hoping. Sorry, John. Don't upset the wife. United need a centre, the mid, and a right back for sure. Yeah, and a manager, an assistant manager, a physio, a scout, a director of football, and new owners, and redevelopment of their stadium, and probably a new training ground. John Conway, Steve Bruce will be the next manager. That'd be hilarious. But let's be fair, Steve Bruce is better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so it would improve them. But yeah, United, United are in a shambles, and I don't know they're going to get. Personally, I don't care. I hope Ollie stays there forever. I hope they give him a lifetime contract. That's unbreakable. Totally unbreakable. Has to stay there. Who else? Sorry, my daughter's coughing. Where was I? My daughter's lost my track of thought there. She was just laying over there asleep coughing. And yeah, Ollie. I don't know they're going to get in. Conte's gone to Tottenham. That's why they're saying Ole's job's safe. They've come out yesterday and said Ole's job's safe. They're not looking for a new manager because the manager they want is just gone to Tottenham. They're like, oh, we cannot do anything now. We can't. Like, who we going to get? I believe Zidane don't want to manage in England. I've read somewhere before that Zinedine Zidane don't really want to manage or coach in English football. He's not interested. So I don't know if that's still true. Sammy might know better than me. But I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've read before. It's probably the only one. Brendan Rodgers is not going to go to Man United. There's no chance that Man United fans will take Brendan Rodgers as their manager. Not with the Liverpool. It's not like he managed Liverpool for 5 minutes. He's there for time. Plenty of time. And almost won the league with the team. He's never going to go to Man United. I just can't see it. And why would he leave Leicester at the moment for Man United? Don't make sense to me. Sammy says, so that would be great, but I don't know he knows English. I don't think he does. I don't think he's interested in English football. I don't think he likes English football. I really don't. John, probably too late already. Tell me. Oh dear. Sorry, John. Apologise for me. No, so Man United, they're in lumber. But as long as they stay in lumber, and we finish above them in the league, we can all laugh, can't we? We can all laugh. Let's talk about Man City. Right. 2 weeks before this game, we went to Old Trafford and won 5-0. Now, we battered Man United, and for the last 30 minutes, we decided not to carry on because we wanted to rest our players up. There's no point going on and get 6, 7, 8 or 9 because Klopp felt like there was no point. You don't want to get players injured for no reason. So 5-0's enough. So after the game, all you hear is the media is, because it annoyed me, actually. This really annoyed me after the game itself. All the media were like, Man United are terrible, Man United are this, Man United that. No one was like, Liverpool were just excellent. Liverpool just battered them. Liverpool beat them all over the pitch. Man United couldn't lay a glove on them. none of this. But when Man City played them and beat them only 2-0, it's like, oh, Man City were amazing. Man City are, they're something else. Man City are, oh my God, I just can't get over Man City. Oh my God, what's this bulge in my trousers? Oh, it's because of Man City. Oh my word. Oh, it's like, get over yourself. Jesus Christ, it did my head in. It's like, get off Man City D for 1 minute. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, yes. Personally, I found it boring, the Man City Man United game. I almost fell asleep. It was rubbish. It was boring. Look, you can say whatever you like about Pep Guardiola. Sammy's favourite manager, I know, is Pep Guardiola. He loves him. He's his number one. He's his GOAT. Me, personally, I find Pep Guardiola football completely and utterly boring. I find Pep's football boring. I don't find it entertaining at all. They keep possession for keeping possession's sake. And I just find it completely and utterly boring. I found the Spanish national team tried to play that tick-tack of football. That was their style. And I know Spain were very successful, won the World Cup and the Euros and all that. They were very successful at the time playing that style. But I found them completely and utterly boring to watch. Yes, it's amazing football, but on the eye, half put you asleep. And this Man United game, Man City game, I just thought was, it was just boring, guys. But the praise Man City got for it after, made me sick. And then, we smashed Man United 5-0 at their place, and it's like, it was all about how bad Man United was, and it just gets me a bit irritated sometimes, guys, me. Something else, bro, seems just keep, bro, his team just keep, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good football. I mean, it works. He's a winner. He wins everything, and it's good football. But I just find it a little bit boring. That's all. No problem, mate. F her. She's getting no dinner tomorrow, and you've got to do the own does. I'll leave that to you, John. I'll leave that to you, my man. But yeah, the Man City thing, it's just a bit. It's just look, they're a fantastic football team. They are a fantastic football team, and I do think whoever finishes above Man City this season will win the league. I mean, you only have to look at the Man City Chelsea game. Man City just completely destroyed them. It was the biggest. Was it a 1-0 in the end or 2-0? I can't remember. But it was the biggest beating I've ever seen a team give another team without being it 4, 5, or 6-0. It was a proper beating they gave Chelsea, and and then when Liverpool were at their best, I think Man City and Liverpool are still the two best teams in England. Yeah, it might. We've lost one game. City have lost. I think City lost 2 games. Yeah, City have lost 2 games, ain't they? Chelsea have lost a game. Everyone's lost. It's not the end of the world. We beat Arsenal after the international break. Chelsea, I think, are going into some hard fixtures after the international break. They got a few hard games in a row. They dropped points. We beat Arsenal. We're back there. We're, point off them again. So it's not the end of the world, guys. So let's not beat ourselves too much out about that. But yeah, whoever finishes above Man City is definitely winning this league. Now, I didn't put this in my title, but I think it was, who said it? That Champions League. I think it was Sammy, yeah. Chelsea will suit the Champions League. So that got me thinking about the Champions League, to be fair. And John, I can never see Man City win the Champions League. No, well, I don't think their fans care because they don't like Europe, do they? They're basically Brexit. John, I may be mad, but I don't think Man City are in the race this year with the way they've been playing. Yeah, you're mad. Sammy, happy Invincible Day. No one's going to go Invincible. Oh, God, not this Invincible crap. Oh, Jesus. The most overrated term in football, apart from ratio. Oh, God, the Invincible stuff. The Invincible stuff cracks me up. I mean, they drew 12 games that season, didn't they? And lost in all the cups and lost in Europe. I mean, are they invincible? I mean, uh, and Liverpool finished runners up on higher points than Arsenal have ever got in their lifetime, and we still didn't win the league. So, does it invincible really matter? I don't know. It's a great thing to see. And then they decided they needed a gold trophy, so painted trophy gold. I mean, crazy. But let's talk about the Champions League. So, personally, I only see 4 winners for this Champions League this year, and that's Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, and Bayern Munich. I don't see any other team apart from them 4 winning this Champions League. Hang on, before we get to that, John, I just think City are as good this season. People make out. Yeah, I sort of agree with you there, John. I do agree with you. They're still they can like Liverpool. They can put 10 winning game streaks in a row, and them and Liverpool can still do that. I don't think Chelsea can. Only one winner for me, Jamie. Right, this is what I'm going to say. So, I've got a sneaky feeling Liverpool go win the Champions League this season. And I think we're more made for it than we are the league this year, just because of injuries. And the two-legged thing, now there's no away goals anymore. So teams can't just sit back on a 1-1 and go, right, I'll take that. They're going to have to attack teams, and it could make for better football. Because the problem with the away goal rule is that sometimes you can get a drab second leg, when the other team don't think they can get back because of the away goal rule, or people sit back on a 1-1 or a 0-0 or something like that and just try and see a game out and go through an away goal. Because that don't count no more, you might see more attacking games. And I think that's going to suit Liverpool in Europe, unless we play an English team maybe. But Anfield, a full crowd at Anfield on European nights, I think is the Saints. It's the special thing that no one else has in Europe, probably. None of the English teams definitely do. Anfield in European nights, Arsene Wenger, Mourinho, even Alex Ferguson himself said Anfield in Europe is the hardest place to go in football at this moment in time. That crowd, it's just, it's just, oh, it's amazing. And I think sometimes teams are beaten before the game even starts when you've got that Anfield crowd. And I think that's a massive factor for Liverpool, especially in Champions League. Look, there's something about Europe and Liverpool, isn't there? I mean, we see Anfield packed every week and, evening kickoffs in the league. But the atmosphere in Europe in the evening kickoffs in Anfield is spectacular. And there's something about it. There are a 12th man. And, I'd put us to beat absolutely anybody at Anfield on the European night. I almost think we're undefeated, unbeatable. I think Michael Owen said it in the Atletico Madrid game, after the Atletico Madrid game. I don't like Michael Owen's punditry at all, but he did say this, and I thought it was right, actually. Liverpool at Anfield in Europe on a European night almost looks unbeatable. And I'd think it's going to take something special for us to lose an Anfield game in Europe, especially in a knockout game. I mean, it might happen in a group game when it don't matter so much and things like that, but in a knockout game, I really do think it's going to be special. And depending who we draw, I mean, as long as we don't draw Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, I do think we'll go far. I don't think there's many teams in there we can't beat. Same with Chelsea and Man City, to be fair. I don't see PSG doing anything. I've watched I've watched PSG quite a lot this season actually. Watched their league games and they're saying not quite right there with PSG at the moment. And sometimes you can have too many quality players in one team, and to find a system for all them to fit and play well and have good chemistry together and all this, it's extremely difficult. And I'm not quite sure if Poch is the man to do that. I mean, I just, I mean, Tuchel came the closest for PSG, didn't he? And he couldn't do it. There's too many cooks at PSG. Too many cooks for the broth, as they say, and I think that's what's happening over there. Too many people get involved. The players, agents, and hanger-oners, and management, and all that. They get too involved, and I think that ruins things for PSG. So I don't see PSG. I really don't. Personally, if we got PSG in the quarter-final, I think we'd beat them. I really do. I think we'd get a result in Paris, and I think we'd beat them at Anfield. I really do. I don't think it'd be any different. I really don't. Let's go through some of your comments. Sammy Agrebo, the second tier. PSG United, if Ollie leaves, Ajax been doing a madness too. Yeah, Ajax are doing well. But if Ajax came against Liverpool, Man City, Munich, or Chelsea, they ain't winning any of them games. Yes, Dortmund Stadium is wild, and you've got to respect the yellow wall. Apart from the Kop, the yellow wall is my favourite stand anywhere in football. Anywhere, any stadium in the world or in Europe, anywhere, apart from the Kop, the yellow wall takes some beating. Certainly does. I'll agree with you there. John, big question is, would you rather the Champions League or Premier League, Jamie? For me, it's close up for the Champions League. Well, they're almost equal, ain't they, to be at the end of the day. I mean, the Champions League is the biggest trophy you can win in club football, in knockout football, in the cup games. And then obviously the league is your bread and butter. Winning the league again in front of fans. Obviously, we didn't win the league in front of fans, and then being able to do a parade the following day with 1 million people inside City of Liverpool. Can you imagine that? I'd be there. I know that. I'd be a saint to be in awe of. So then winning the Champions League, getting 7 Champions Leagues. Or is it? No, 8 Champions Leagues, is it? How many we've got there? 6, ain't we? Yeah, so getting 7 Champions Leagues. Only put us equal with AC Milan, wouldn't it? And then only Real Madrid have got more. So that would be huge. I would love that. I've got a feeling we could as well. I don't fear any team in Europe. I really don't. I don't think Europe's strong at the moment, football-wise. Italian teams, Juventus are not strong enough at the moment. Milan not strong enough. Look at the French league. I don't think PSG. All right, they've got all the talent in the world, but I just don't think they're a team. They're individuals. Bayern Munich, they're always going to be strong in Europe. The European royalty, like we are. Real Madrid, Sammy and I mean about Real Madrid. I believe Real Madrid's form's decent at the moment. They're probably favourites to win La Liga. Vinicius Junior, I believe, is in great form. So is Benzema. But I'd like to get my own back on Real Madrid. Yeah, I think we should have beat them last season, especially the Anfield game. We should have. We smashed them up. We should have beaten Real Madrid. Like we should have beaten them. We paid them too much respect in Madrid, and that cost us. Sammy, 2009, the big Spanish newspaper marker front page before the game was Anfield. So what? We lost 4-0. Oh yeah. Is that the one where Gerrard got 2 goals and Desena got the 4th? Yeah, I remember. People learn, Sammy. People learn. Anfield is probably the place in Europe. People are starting to know that now. I will look at this they always seem to play on a Friday, and trust me, they're crap. Yeah. I've seen a bit of them. It is weird they play on Fridays, like, isn't it? I wonder why that is. But yeah, they play as individuals. They're a bit like Man United at the moment, actually. They're a bit like Man United. They're playing as individuals. They're not a team. Madrid probably 5th best. I'd say they are. I'd say it's 3 English teams: Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. They're your 5. The winner of the Champions League will come from one of them 5. And yeah, I just got this feeling about Liverpool though, in Europe at Anfield. 2 legs, full crowd again in Europe. That could take us far. It could take us far, that, guys. But guys, that's me today. Another good show. Thanks for everyone joining. Sammy, thanks for joining. Stephen, thanks for joining. John, thanks for joining. John Moore, thanks for joining. Doug, thanks for joining and commenting, guys. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for subscribing. Smash the likes, guys. Share. Can I ask you guys a favour, all of you here? If you could share this video on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you can. Try and spread the word for me. And thank you very much, guys. And I will see you